Welcome to Principally Speaking, your weekend news audit. I'm Josh Gillespie, and this weekend the power of the purse isn't just a phrase in a textbook, it's a battlefield. We're auditing the weekend's headlines against the 15 principles that define our republic. It's been a massive 48 hours for constitutional friction. Let's get into the audit. Issue 1, the $1.8 billion standoff. We start with a major judicial rebuke and a bipartisan firestorm in Congress. A federal judge in Virginia just froze the administration's $1.8 billion anti-weaponization fund. This program, designed to pay out individuals who claim they were targeted by the past administration, is being slammed as a political slush fund. Lawmakers are moving to dismantle or strictly cap the Trump fund. This hits Principle 6, the separation of powers. This isn't just about money. Under Article 1, Section 9, only Congress can authorize spending. The executive cannot bypass Congress to award taxpayer dollars to political allies. Furthermore, under Principle 11, responsible stewardship, public funds are a sacred trust, not a spoils system for rewards or retributions. By using the federal judgment fund to bypass the legislature, the executive is testing a constitutional red line. Issue 2, the USPS Mail-In Mandate. Late Friday, a constitutional clash erupted at the post office. A new USPS draft rule, following an executive order, would force states to hand over voter lists to build a national voter eligibility list. This is in direct collision with Principle 5, limited government, and Principle 14, federalism. The Constitution gives the power to regulate elections, primarily to the states, not a federal bureaucracy like the USPS. California Senator Alex Padilla has already introduced the Absentee and Mail Voter Protection Act to stop this executive aggrandizement. When a federal agency tries to determine who can mail by vote, it's a direct hit on state sovereignty. Issue 3, stewardship, redistricting chaos, and the New Hampshire ruling. Let's get to the map-making madness. On May 29th, Louisiana Governor Jeff Landry signed a new congressional map into law after the Supreme Court threw out the last one. Meanwhile, courts in Florida and Virginia are still in a ping-pong match over their own lines. Additionally, a federal court in New Hampshire just struck down HB 1569, a law requiring physical documentary proof of citizenship to register to vote. This chaos violates Principle 2, individual dignity, and Principle 7, accountability. When partisan mapmakers treat voters like data points in a racial or political gerrymander, they forget that every citizen has equal worth. As we look at Principle 11, stewardship, we have to ask, are we managing our electoral resources, the very trust of the people, responsibly for the next generation? Or are we leaving behind a broken system where politicians choose their voters instead of the other way around? Issue 4, the Stewardship Audit, federal land. Finally, turning to our public resources, the White House recently rescinded Nixon-era restrictions on off-road vehicles and public access to federal lands, calling them arbitrary. Here we look at Principle 11, responsible stewardship. While we value the freedom to access our land, Principle 8, stewardship reminds us that we are managing these lands for the next generation. We must ask, is this removing unnecessary red tape, or is it failing our moral duty to leave the environment secure for our children? Well, that's a wrap. Whether it's the Treasury, the Post Office, or the ballot box, the principles are clear. No one branch is supreme, and the law must be stable. I'm Josh Gillespie, and that's your weekend audit. Stay principled.